Stefan Espinoza, real quick, man. This is a great card. Another one at the Dignity Health Sports Park. Sebastian Fundora's main eventing. Just tell us about this card, man. There's a lot of talent in this card. Just the televised portion, yet alone the entire card. I was seeing Chris Ariola's, Frank Sanchez. It's a great card.
Yeah, Gabriel Maestre, Devin Alexander. There's a lot of talent. Gabriela Fundora. A lot of talent up and down the card. And, look, we're aware of the tradition that this venue has. It's always been a venue that has the historic fights, the memorable fights. But overall, this crowd likes action fighters, and that's what we have on this card. I mean, when you look at Fundora, when you look at Mendoza, when you look at Pedro Campa, when you look at Brandon Lee, you can go all the way down the card. These are all action fighters, so when you have that expectation, when you have the crowd showing up to get that, that's what you have to give them, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and I was looking also at the weight division. 154 is red hot right now, from Jamal Charlo to Tim Tszyu and Jesus Ramos, who had a breakout performance, I would say, on the Benavides Plant card. What does the future hold for Sebastian Fundora, and how long before we see him in there with that kind of competition? The names I just mentioned.
Look, I think he's right on the cusp of doing that. Obviously, look, there's one guy with all the belts, right now, 154. So all of them, everybody's trying to get to him, to Jamel. But there's a lot of good fights. There's a lot of good talent there. There's some guys, who might become even more talent loaded if some guys with 47 move up. So look, those big names, when you talk about the top handful of guys, Fundora's there, Tim Tszyu is there. Obviously, Jamel is the king of the division. But there's a lot of talent. It's a deep, deep division.
Jamal Charlo versus Tim Tszyu. Any update on that? Kind of went radio silent there.
Yeah, look, Jamel is figuring out, what's going on with the hand injury. So, as soon as he gets that straightened out and is able to start getting back in camp, then, to set it up. There's no sort of ducking or dodging. Jamel doesn't run from anybody. As soon as that hand is at a place where he can actually train the way he wants to and needs to, then we'll schedule it and move full speed ahead.
Yeah, and of course I gotta ask you about Gervonta Davis, who's holding the media day today for his fight on April 22nd. I'm actually a little surprised you're here, not over there. What do you expect from that media day from Gervonta, and how do you feel heading into April 22nd? I think it's like pretty much a week away or so.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2 weeks away. 2 weeks from Saturday. We're in the stretch run. Look, we're premiering the second episode of All Access. With the Showbox on Friday night. We'll see what we get. This weekend we'll be obviously doing a lot of promotion there. Outside chance, maybe we'll get Ryan at the fight. But at this point, it's the fight everyone's looking for. Nothing, not to take away from this fight, but it's hard to get people to think about or talk about or focus on anything other than April 22nd, because it's one of those fights that the public is reacting just the way we hoped we would.
And this might be the best run for Showtime since you're president of sports for Showtime. Just tell me about the beginning of this year for you guys and what the future holds, and obviously the very thick rumors of Spence and Crawford having re-engaged in negotiations, man. Just clear all that up for me real quick.
Yeah, look, I think, coming out of the pandemic, I think everybody's really motivated to really step up and make the best schedule we can. I think we did that in 2022. We did that going back to 2021, with a big year that had, Mayweather exhibition, had Canelo and Plant, had some really big events in that one as well. So I think we've been on a roll, coming out of the pandemic, and going with this first part of the year. The goal was to come out as busy as we possibly can. And we always try to make the big fights. And, sometimes they happen all at once. Sometimes, it happens, to sort of spread out. Here, just by the timing, we're getting big fight after big fight. We tried to make Spence Crawford last fall. It didn't happen. And now hopefully we'll get another shot at this summer. There are talks ongoing. And look, there's still issues to overcome, but as long as everybody's engaged, which everyone is, and as long as everybody is willing to keep working at it, then I think there's a good shot of it happening.
Yeah, are you very optimistic that what are the chances of it happening? I know that it's been rumored that possibly Thurman's in the wings with some kind of deal already secured for Spence, but obviously Crawford is the fight that you guys really want to do. It seems like you said, they're talking again. What do you think is the percentage?
I think they're both fantastic fights. I mean, I know if there's a tiebreaker, you know, one fight is obviously for the undisputed title, the other one isn't. But I don't think boxing fans lose in either one. So if, you know, the undisputed fight can happen, then I think Spence Thurman is a rivalry that's been, you know, in the works for quite some time. There's been, you know, some bad blood, some animosity there going back years. So either way, I think boxing fans win. Now, I know what boxing fans want most of all. I'm not going to put a percentage on it. I don't want to really make predictions. There's a lot of rumors going on. 99% of them are wrong. The one basic fact is that we are still talking. There is not a date set. We wouldn't be setting a date until we got to the finish line. And at that point, so we're not going to set any artificial deadlines and say, look, here's the date of the fight, we need to finish up the deal. Well, that's putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
Finish up the deal and set the date. So the reality, everybody wants to break news, everyone wants to say that they're in the middle of something. The bottom line is, and the truth is, they are still talking and people are still working hard to get it done. I'm optimistic. I'd like to think that it will happen because both fighters want it to happen. So I think that's the biggest step.
That's cool. Thank you, Stefan. A great job so far this year, man. Looking forward to June and July and all that hosts for us. Thank you.
I appreciate it.